Have your basic ass white parents embarrassed you in front of your black friend? Then stick around because you could be entitled to compensation. Whenever your friend Jamal comes to the house, do your parents say things like, "What up, little homie?" And then they go on to talk about how they had a joint once pass them at a Barry Manilow concert? Do your parents cook food but never season it properly so that nobody of color ever wants to stay for dinner? Does it seem like with every interaction your friends have with your parents is a step further away from you getting the N-word pass? Well, then you may be entitled to compensation. Hi there, I'm Blurb Glovington, attorney at law, and I'm legally required to tell you that I'm a recovering alcoholic, but I'm proud to say I've been living a healthy and sober life for about five days now. But enough about me, let me ask you a few more questions. Are you tired of educating your parents on cultural appropriation? Do your parents obsess over the thought that your Middle Eastern friend has never had a bacon double cheeseburger? Or that your Native American friend doesn't actually live in a teepee and told him that if he needs to smoke, he needs to take the drum circle outside? Do your parents obsess with talking to your black friends about Martin Luther King and stand-up comedians like Bernie Mac, Richard Pryor, Cedric the Entertainer, or even the occasional Cat Williams and reruns of The Martin Show? But then when they're asked if they know of Ari Spears, they embarrass the shit out of you by saying, "I think you mean Britney." Do you notice that every time your Mexican friend comes over, your mother seems to make tacos for dinner and your dad puts on George Lopez? And when your Asian friend comes over, your parents pay way too much attention where the dog and cat is. Did they ask your friend Razid on what his feelings were about 9/11 and ask how often they get stopped for security checks in the airport because they genuinely want to know what it's like? Do they ask your Asian friends questions concerning math or anything to do with technology? If your friend Razid answers a question, do they then rate his customer support afterwards? Do your parents seek gardening tips from your Mexican friend and every time he comes around they greet him as the Juan and only? Do you believe your parents are racist shit because why don't they ever put out a plate of cheese and wine and play Willie Nelson while watching the hockey game and praising Wayne Gretzky whenever your white friends come over? Well, I've got news for you. Even if your parents aren't racist, they're really playing with fire. That fire being made by the heat of this lawsuit that we're gonna shove so far up their privileged country club grape stomping asses. I'll jam so much litigation in their Wonder Red bleach booty holes that you'll be raining in compensation. And you can bet your ass that I'll get you that N-word pass fast and you can say it in complete privacy with no hard R's as well because I'm not a fucking miracle worker. So you should be calling me, Herb Covington, attorney at law, and let's work together to get your parents to stop embarrassing you in front of your friends of color, which sounds a little racist in itself to call them people of color, because why wouldn't I just call them people or explain them by saying their name? I mean, you think that would really cover everything for context, but this is the law we're talking here, and the law is more confusing than my time in Bible camp back in 5th grade when Billy Jeffries and I touched tips in a dark closet during the game of Spin the Bottle. But I'm told to say people of color these days like they're a foreign specimen to white folks, because when do we ever call white folks people in lack of color? I mean, is it me or is it just our language and attitude towards each other's being knocked back to the 50s? But there's no time for that. It's time for legal action. So call now at 1-800-CHECK-YOUR-PRIVILEGE, or you can find me at the local Quick Stop on Highway 69 south of town for the next few weeks until my roommates let me move back into my basement apartment/office. But wait! Call now! In the next 4 minutes and 20 seconds, you'll also receive a pinata completely filled with cheek lace, a bootleg copy of the album Doggy Style by Snoop Doggy Dogg, a solar power calculator with water damage, a feather I got from a street pigeon, and a bowl of curry that's spicy enough to strip the varnish off of your dad's boat. Call now!